Another evergreen we've come to appreciate in recent years is the Douglas Fir. Before I wasn't really using it in windbreak settings because I didn't think it could handle our extreme weather conditions. But if you get the right source, you have to get the seed source from the Rocky Mountains as opposed to the West Coast Douglas Fir, then we have real good success with the Rocky Mountain source. I've placed it in windbreak settings, so it's a great tree for windbreaks. Again, I would diversify. I wouldn't put all Douglas Fir or any variety in by itself, but if you mix it with other varieties and have other trees in there for protection as it develops, I think you're in good shape. The Douglas Fir is a more rapid growing evergreen. In drought situations it might be a little slower, but in general it's a little quicker growing than spruce. And at present we don't have insect or disease issues with it. In the yard, I've used it in a landscape, not up by the house, but in a yard as a screen. It has decorative cones. It has a beautiful cone that have bracts on the scale. They call them bracts. They kind of peel out a little bit. Often used for Christmas decorations like wreaths and garlands, and you could even wire a few in the tree if you want to your Christmas tree. So I like the Douglas Fir for a little more rapid growing evergreen in the yard. It prefers probably a little more of a well-drained damp soil as opposed to a real drought condition. But again, I've used it for myself in my own pasture for 30 years and it's tolerated the drought just fine. Douglas Fir are still kind of hard to find in the industry though. The production of them is similar to that of concolor fir. They just don't do real well in pots or containers. So often they're grown in field production and then balled and burlapped, maybe placed in a pot for the nursery to sell that way. Often we're using them in 3 to 4 and 4 to 5 foot sizes, and they seem to establish relatively quickly, very few losses, very tolerant of transplanting. So Douglas Fir would be a great option for the windbreak situation, or maybe a screen in a yard. Size on Douglas Fir, they'll usually get about 40 to 50 foot tall, so they're a large growing evergreen. As far as width, we're probably seeing about a 15 to 20 foot width. On average, it takes about 20 years for a tree at 15 foot spacing to touch. So we kind of use that as a guideline. And often I'm planting windbreak trees at 18 foot spacing, so that would hold true for a Douglas Fir.